Your ship is well, that only Jolly Roger has been through hell. Yo ho, on an adventure we go. In the heated digital high seas, we travel with ease until we reach the outer edge and freeze. The Arctic chill like a very speed mill through the darkness led by our will. Yo ho, on an adventure we go to beyond the outer limits of society, broadcasting the reality. The pirates will always steal the show. It's from WPRPN, you know. Yo ho, on an adventure we go. Dock our vessels in the Skullport Harbor. No land lovers will fight for you harder. Your own first mate went AWOL after a tricky deal haul. The legacy of pirate radio is strong. I hope our mates will come along. The changes we seek may not be long. That is why I wrote this song. And we go ho ho, on adventure we go. Welcome everybody, friends, folks, foes, and fellow pirate mateys. A little late, but here nonetheless, after slogging our way through a number of technical problems that came at us right from out of the blue. Our first World Pirate Radio News edition, number 328. Since we've returned back from Canada, we've got a few things we'd like to share with you here this week regarding the trip. All of what we saw, and then some, of course, joined by a few friends and fellow pirate mateys here momentarily. I myself, as always, your host, the Robin Hood's Chief Communications Officer, Jaffe Ryder. Remember, as always, to like, comment, share, hit subscription notification buttons, password along to friends, family, and co-workers. Take a look at the show description end of things, and connect with us via places like Patreon and then some. Our PayPal is Pirate1Radio at protonmail.com. You can also use that email address if you'd like to hit us up with any show suggestions or guest ideas. We have merchandise available through galacticfire.com and elsewhere. So half of everything we do manage to generate goes directly back to charity, very much in conjunction with the whole hashtag WWRHD, what would Robin Hood do ethos and philosophy. All right, well, we're going to head on over to teams right now. We had been talking earlier with Vinny from Brooklyn, Mark of Drigas Productions, and Sonia Galactic out of Phoenix, Arizona. Now I can folks hear me? Yes. So that's I see. Okay.
And we can use the same room so long as you wait like maybe 5 or 6 seconds till it clears, and make sure that when we do the leave, well, on your side, since you initiated the call, make sure you end the call, and then we can start new right when you take and come back in.
Yeah, we'll be doing
Okay.
that for a commercial break, I guess.
Okay.
And just playing it. Having to do the best we can with the format that they've provided for us here. But yeah, it's great that we finally, it looks like, have suss things out, as the Brits say. And maybe Sonia, you can take a look at our D Live
Yeah.
YouTube, and oh, jeez, look at that! How did that happen? We'll try that again, won't we? That's rather odd. It just everything just crapped out and crashed. So via Teams, you know, all of this technology, the bugs unlimited, unfortunately. So what we're finding now is we're actually having to uh, contact and call people up directly for some reason, as this wasn't the case before, but it certainly is now. And that's just the way it goes. Had any of you heard about this new format and approach where you have to reach out and contact people directly through Teams rather than just a call being initiated and made directly?
It's probably a new feature.
Yeah,
Right?
that's unfortunate.
Hi.
Okay.
Hey,
All right, so we're back. As you may have noticed, Teams did crash, and that might have had to do with Mark checking out. Now he said he had just a few minutes. I guess that was he was talking about a few minutes of Teams left on his
Mm-hmm.
end. Is that right? So
Yep.
it's fine. It's we got it under control here, obviously. But now we had been talking. Why doesn't everybody introduce themselves? The new listeners will
Oh,
have
Chris,
no
hey, Chris.
idea uh,
welcome.
who you are, presumably. Chris out of Alberta with no picture.
Okay, and we are back.
He should have a picture.
Mm-hmm.
Ooh,
Who has a picture?
Chris,
Chris
Laterer.
Google.
Terreur,
Picture this.
terreur. If
A
you're getting
world.
Yeah, I should have one. Give me 2 minutes.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
if you're gonna spend more
Hey, Yvonne.
quality time with that guy, Sonia, you need at least to pronounce his French name a
I
little
know,
better.
right?
It's La
Laterer.
Terreur.
Laterer.
La Terreur. Bonjour, Monsieur La Terreur.
It stands for the terror. Did you
That,
know that?
yeah, it kind of does, doesn't it? Yeah,
It's
comme
pretty cool.
yeah.
Kind of
Yeah.
ironic that he would like end up in the situation he's in
Raising
and be writing
holy,
the book he's in.
raising holy hell. That's right. Good for
Yeah,
him. Good for
something to
him.
that effect, huh?
So I'm gonna
Yep.
keep. Speaking of which, I'm gonna keep plugging away with that audio book project that
Oh
that
yeah.
that he kind of dropped off on my doorstep here. I'm glad that he's
Yeah,
happy with the results
like
so
a
far.
kitten, like a baby kitten at the door. You gotta feed it and bring it up and make sure it's okay.
Yeah, yeah.
Thrives.
We got
It's thriving.
a few of the first pages done. In fact, I'm thinking, why not just release it in installments as one option. He doesn't have
Oh,
doesn't have to,
that
but
is something to think about. Yeah,
rather
for
than the
sure.
whole book itself, just installments. Yeah, and those
Ooh.
the pictures that he has that most
Yeah.
people out there listening probably have not seen are just fabulous. They add so much context and gravitas and legitimacy to the story that he's sharing. It makes me believe him all that much more.
Right. He's got so much evidence that he brings with him. I mean, even his father is a great, if you ask me, it's a great piece of evidence, you know, and not everybody wants to go get on camera or jump into any kind of big ordeal like that, especially what he's up against. But that right there is just astounding to me. I mean, because his father's there, he supports him, and he, you know, on what he's doing with coming out with all of this and challenging
Oh,
the status quo
I
kind of
didn't know that.
narrative.
So his dad is
Yeah,
still alive and is supporting him.
absolutely,
Well, because
absolutely.
I did get to the part, obviously, in the book where uh, his dad basically had taken him, saying, "My son is not going to be part of any program,
Mhm,
you know, like this," and was
mhm.
leaving town. And then from
Yep.
out of the blue, the authorities showed up. How that happened
Right, right, and came in
is
and
anybody's guess.
something exactly. Well, Chris can answer that question for you. I mean, he's, you know, that's the
Well,
thing. It's
maybe,
horse's mouth information right
yeah.
there. You
What has his father told him why he decided to turn around and go back?
well,
Spoiler alert.
I kind of would rather let Chris answer that
There he is.
question.
We got you, Chris. Hey,
Hey, Chris.
bonjour.
Hi.
Comment ça
How's it going?
va?
Yes, welcome. Jaffe just had an interesting question for you. I don't know if you want to answer it or what you think about that, but he was wondering. Go ahead and repeat your question, Jeff.
You got to. There you go, Chris. Just did you hear
Yeah.
the question that I'd asked about how in your story where your dad was taking you, and this all led to your parents' divorce is partly what you've suggested or hinted at. But he was taking you, leaving town, and then suddenly the police showed up from out
My
of the
handler,
blue.
yeah, he
Yeah.
was waiting for us at the city limit.
What did he say? What did he say to your father that made him turn around and go back home?
Oh, he pulled us over and they went and talked outside, like far from me. And yeah, like yeah, my dad had to bring me back home.
You don't know what he said though exactly. Was it a threat?
No, they it wasn't something nice because they really went far from. So,
Were they yelling?
well, no, but like they don't need to yell. Like,
Right.
To get their point across.
yeah.
Okay, I gotcha. So, well, how about that? And would have that been the RCMP or the Quebec gendarme? I'm not sure how they have the things.
Oh no, it's municipal police. Yeah.
Of what city was that? That wasn't Montreal, was it?
I don't want to name towns because like that's like
Okay. See, and that's one thing in your
yeah.
book I noticed that I was like, where's what we have to give some content. We know it's Quebec basically, but other than that,
Yeah.
you're just not going to disclose. Is that right? In the book, you're not
Yeah,
willing.
because like
Okay.
you know that's dangerous. Like
Okay.
for
But we
yeah.
can say Quebec. Quebec is okay. Yes.
Yeah, Quebec,
Okay. Okay.
like
All
the
right.
Great Montreal area, like
Okay. Greater Montreal there. Thank
yeah,
you for that. Then we'll add that to what we're doing here. And you are relatively happy with the audiobook samples, what we've provided so far?
yeah, sounds good, man. Yeah, I love it.
Excellent. Très bien.
Yeah,
J'aime ça. J'aime ça. Okay.
j'aime ça beaucoup.
Yeah. Yeah. Sweet.
Yeah,
All right.
yeah.
Well, Canada. That's really why doesn't everybody just briefly introduce themselves once again to any of our new listeners? I myself, of course, Jaffe Ryder here out of South Korea, longtime host of the show. Three cats, lover of music, guitar, hobbyist, songwriter, passion for documentaries, reading, learning all sorts of new things. Too much of a news addict than what sometimes is probably best for my mental health, clearly. But meditation is very I find very very effective and powerful tool in working to dispel any of the nonsense that clutters our minds and leads us to maybe get down and depressed or confused, all messed up in our thinking. Just it helps us to stay grounded, centered, grounded, based. Some might even say, So, but Vinny from Brooklyn, let's hear a little bit about you, and then over to Sonia, back to Chris maybe, and Mark. Let's just round the horn here, folks.
Indeed. Vinny from Brooklyn, also known as Uncle Murray on Rumble and Odyssey. My channel is on BitChute. is children are not sex toys.
Can'ts. That's right.
And also GM no. Say no to GMOs. And
on mines.
On mines. That's right.
Yeah.
GM no. On mines. Thank you.
Mm-hmm. Good stuff. Yeah, and that BitChute channel is really something we're checking out, folks. It's, you know, it can be pretty comical in a sad kind of sense of the word at times, but really informative, and endless number of truth bombs is what Vinny has to offer there. So Sonia out of Phoenix, Sonia Galactic.
Yes. Hi. I was stepped away for a second, so we're just doing the introducing of ourselves, correct?
Yeah, around the table for the people that have
okay.
yet to hear
Sweet.
about us.
Yeah, well, I just got some t-shirt things going on, and I'm actually going to be revamping my website here pretty soon, which will be pretty exciting for myself, and going on a road trip of sorts here pretty soon, RV style. And let's see, and always you know, helping Chris with his website and things like that, and of course you too, Jeffy.
Mm-hmm.
And that's kind of all I got going on at the moment, I guess. Just some plans for new stuff, but other than that, yeah. So galacticfire.com for awesome t-shirts.
You're a big helper of so many people. That's right. And
thank you.
Galactic Fire. Yeah, I don't know how you do it. You and Robert Morningstar, just these big balls of energy, just nonstop. You know.
Yeah,
really,
yeah.
Well,
you know, it's
off.
whatever causes need assistance kind of thing that I run into, and there you go. And I believe in you and Chris, of course, and pretty much everybody in the whole group here. You guys are great for sure.
Yeah. All right. Well, appreciate that. So, Mark, and then maybe back to Chris to cap things off, and we'll open up the conversation along with we see Amosdale 777 in the comment section, and somebody's got their mic on that should not.
It's probably me.
Yeah, that should not be the case, but I'm hearing a little bit. I think they've got it now. Was that you? Anyways, Mark, Rodriguez Productions. How are things looking on your end? Is it the case indeed that through Beam you've got 17 channels in place right now that you're streaming us out to? Is that correct?
I do up to 15.
Wow.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
But on nights that I don't take and have scheduled broadcast,
mm-hmm.
I do 4.
Okay. Right.
But yeah, but
you've got quite a stable of talent as well too over via Rodriguez. Let's hear about that a little bit.
Well, I do a filler stream in between all my scheduled streams, which has some music in it, encore shows that I recently have done, or some that I've done quite long ago, or some really cool stuff from other folks that I believe in and think that they have something, you know, there. Kind of like some folks like Jordan Maxwell is one of them. I'll put that up, and Cosmic Connections is another one that I'll have some things lined up for in that filler. And then if I get in my in a mood, I take over the stream and do a DJ set, and Sonya knows all about that. But yeah,
you do a great DJ set for sure. Absolutely, I love it.
I've been doing the audio side for the radio for going on 18 years now, and with the deal now with video, I've been doing that probably almost 5 or 6 is another one that started out with Josh Who TV.
Yeah, and Josh actually he's just connected with us again today via X, so nothing but good things to say about him and his support. Thank you, Josh.
Josh is such a great guy, but I kind of wish he had his old site back. The FTW site is pretty cool, but I just can't. I'm not a guy that pays to play, you know, ever. If I can get out. I get out free, and that even goes with the stations as well. Uh, I don't accept money in, and I can't, and I don't, and I won't pay anybody to come in either. They're with me or they're not, and they take all my shows or they don't.
Yeah,
So
that's
that's just how I work.
with us. We pay to play, but only if we're open to doing that. Sure, but we can't run entirely out of pocket. Ad infinitum. We need to have more support and donations coming
Yeah,
our way.
but
So it's a little
but
different approach.
you have to understand that every dollar that I would take in, the government would take $1 away until they decide, oh, you don't need to be considered disabled.
Oh, I see.
Okay, so or your veteran benefits are gone because you're working,
Right.
and
Well,
so I'm in a lot different
yeah,
situation than a lot of
yeah.
folks.
It's
So
it's a free public service is what we're offering to a large extent. You especially free. It's really that's a free public service. Yeah. So now, but you do in lieu of direct support to yourself, you do encourage your listeners to help out and to do what they can to lift up, as it were. Who exactly?
no one.
No one. But
The only thing that we're looking for is numbers.
oh, I
That's it.
see. I see.
Because with numbers, stations will love you. If with low numbers or no numbers, they won't love you.
Right, right. And yeah, and you've managed to your syndication network. How many uh how many outlets do you have as far as the radio end of things?
Well, on the radio side, that depends on which one has paid the internet station to take the content, because I give all my content free to the internet station, but to keep the internet station going, they can sell that content, and I don't have a problem with that because that's what keeps me going. All right,
All
with
right.
the station, well, at the internet station, no one else, and I have 3 or 4 internet stations I go through. All right. And then on top of that, on each one of those, I can have up to 5 to whatever uh, terrestrial stations, and an AM station for prime time. That's 30 to 40K on AM and 60 to 80K listeners on FM. And so I'm all for that.
And this is
So and I'm not worried about anybody else. It's my hosts. I want my host to be heard.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because I love doing this. I've been doing this for a long time. I even when I started out, I was doing it all myself, and then I learned how to. I got to a station called Be More Radio, and Be More Radio was owned by the Baltimore School of Broadcasting. And one of the professors took me under his wing and said, I'm going to give you 3 stations to manage, and you're going to teach my students, but I'm going to teach you first." And that's how I learned to broadcast.
Mr. B and friends, Amos 777. Great to see Sonia over in the chat as well, along with a whole host of lurkers. Do sign in so you can have your voices heard, folks. Speaking of the stable of talent that you support and promote, who are we talking about there exactly? Let's hear some names.
We have Censorship Sucks, and all the folks on there are anons. All right. They won't use their real name. I don't want to know their real name. All right, on that show. All right, and that makes it better. And but they have a message to get out, and basically they talk about everything from censorship of mainstream media stuff all the way to current events, and on Sunday nights they throw in some comedy.
Ah,
Willie the Worm Farmer on Sunday nights,
yeah.
you know, and that's when all hell
Oh, Willie.
breaks loose.
Good
Yeah,
old Willie.
Willie.
Really the one.
And then I have host Jack Carey, who does paranormal news, and mostly his stuff is technical, and he does a lot of cryptozoology work.
He was great.
Jack
We had him.
Jack has
Yeah, we
worked
had
with
one.
me for
Great guest.
probably over 10 years off and on,
Mm-hmm.
but now he's a host of mine, and I've been trying to land him for for so long, and then when he said, Mark, you're going to produce my show, and I'm like, oh, awesome. I've been trying to tell you, you know, I could do this for you for a long time now. And then I have Nancy Planetta, and she is the hostess of the Vixen's Vault.
Right.
And we talk about just about everything and anything there. Topics go off topic very fast on that show. But normally she tries to keep to technical conspiracies as well as UFO and paranormal. That's kind of her thing. She started out with Jason and Grant originally doing taps, and she ran the IRC chat rooms for them back in the day.
How about that?
And Nancy has done shows for me probably over 12 years now.
Oh, excellent. So a long-standing relationship going back some
and
time.
we've had people on like Dawn Ecker. We've had Peter Robbins on her shows.
They're both
all
quite well
sorts of
known
great
within
folks.
the world of ufology, the two of those.
Yeah,
are they not?
Don Ecker is big with ufology. In fact, his wife started UFO Mag originally, and then he took and became a radio celebrity of sorts. And his show is what is it? I can't even remember the name of his show right now, but
What?
it's
Yeah.
fairly well known.
I see. I think there was a bit
Just
of a
look up Don Ecker and you'll find it.
Was there not a bit of a dust up back in the day between him and the Burns couple, Bill and Nancy, regarding? I'm not sure if you know about this. I've heard about it.
Oh yeah, but his biggest thing was him and Art Bell really clashed.
Oh,
and Art really clashed because Art wanted to do and talk about certain things that wasn't important, or Don didn't feel it was as important that he wanted to get out his message.
I see.
When he was on Coast to Coast and things like that. And he gave out, I guess, some not. It wasn't totally misinformation, but it was just kind of brushed over information.
Oh, that's Art,
and Don, and Don being the former detective, a law enforcement guy, didn't take kindly to that. And Don has also investigated stuff like cattle mutilations, which actually got him into UFOs after his wife started the magazine.
Good stuff. Well, hey, that was a pretty
good stuff.
extensive.
Yeah, great people. And Peter Robbins, he did a lot of stuff too with
Art. Yeah,
Fire in the Sky.
Yeah, he was on Art quite a lot back in the day. Definitely with UFO updates and the whole endless number of sightings that were recorded and reported. I think he actually supervised a hotline at one for a period of time.
Well, believe it or not, he's a professor of art.
Oh.
But he left that behind. And he doesn't ever want to talk about that, in public. And he got a little upset with me, but I told him, I said, look, I need you to get out of your comfort zone. This is back when I was doing my old show, Cafe Enigma, which I'm bringing back with Sonia and Roger,
That's right.
probably at the beginning of sometime in the beginning of next month.
Good.
We haven't decided the time, but the day is going to be on a Saturday.
Heard about that. Yeah. Good
Yeah,
stuff.
we haven't agreed on a
All
time
right.
yet for that.
Okay.
Yeah,
So,
Well, look
for
forward to
sure.
that. Thank you
but
very
getting
much.
back to Peter and that, he, I wanted to do an art show about some of the weird stuff that Van Gogh
Oh,
was
yeah.
doing, and he came in and he talked a little bit about it, but you could tell he really wasn't comfortable
Oh,
with,
yeah.
and that's something that he's an expert in. All right,
Uh-huh.
he is
Oh, it's too
stuff
bad.
like that.
Well, there you go.
Yeah.
Christian Laterre, you are the last we're going to turn to here. Just a brief overview, rundown, introduction for those folks out there listening who are not familiar with your MK Ultra camp hero story and the how that's impacted you throughout the course of your life.
Yeah, yeah. Like, like, I don't know if Sonia had gave my website address, like Terror at Montauk.
Mm-hmm.
But like people can go and have a look a bit there. Like, there's preview of the book and all, and it's a lot of documentation on MK Ultra, like not just my case, but like in general that people should be aware of. Like, so yeah, it's for people to inform people and like MK Ultra, and yeah.
Currently, you're based out of Alberta, I guess. Originally, spent time growing up in Quebec, so
Yeah.
it's interesting. We value that not only because of your own personal experience and life story, but also the fact that hopefully you can bring us a little in the way of what you're hearing via Alberta news and Premier Daniel Smith, of course, the breakaway Wexit movement. A lot of people, from what we understand, up in arms, literally up in arms to the point where the authorities now are wanting to confiscate as many
Yeah.
with shotguns or just kind of personal uh, the
Yeah.
firearms that people have lawfully for now at least, and we'll see if what is the whole business regarding the 51st state. I'm an expat now, of course, long time expat, 23 tours of duty here via South Korea, having revisited Canada just a couple weeks ago for a period of 2 weeks, and first time in
Yeah.
18 years. And I feel pretty ambivalent, I think is the best way of putting it. It's sad, and I peace, order, and good government. You know, uh, are the three founding principles to how Canada was formed. Uh, Life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness, or some would say the pursuit of private property via our cousins or neighbors to the south. But I mean, peace, order, and good government. It's an interesting.
What a drop.
Well, are we really? What are we getting? I mean, we have relative peace, I suppose. Order, somewhat so, but good government, really? And if that, as you say, if that drops, if we find that faltering and flagging, that we're not being provided with good government, what are we left with?
Yeah.
What's next? Any thoughts?
Yeah, civil war, like civil duty, like like that's civic duty at some point, like 'cause like we're all aware that it's like all like corrupted, and, like at some point, yeah, well, like people won't have like other choice but to all like pitch in, like that's
S-
the thing. It's sad, but like. Yeah, like they have no good intention for us at all, like zero. So
Well, yeah, civil disobedience, and now with this,
Yeah,
it's called fifth column. These foreign infiltrators, the interlopers, people that are they have no real roots or connection and loyalty, frankly, to the country and its people. Uh, as far as Canada goes, they're just in the first quarter of 2025, around 400,000. I think it's Indians alone. Indians alone. We're not talking the indigenous people of the country, but East Indians, and there were it seems like running amok,
everywhere.
yeah, causing problems with the real estate prices, the food costs being driven up, inflation, the medical system is being completely overwhelmed, and you know who gets prioritized service when it comes to that?
Yeah,
Here's a hint: it's not you and me. It's not, we know who's, it's just like it's the same mo and game plan as what we're seeing in Europe and the UK. It was in the States under Biden, but I think that's changed now under Trump, quite dramatically. But the outsiders, essentially the infiltrators, invaders, the ones that they've allowed to freely enter and then in turn hopefully vote for them in the next election. That's what it's been all about for some time now. They're jumping the queue, and it's like people like you and I, if we don't have any money, if we're just kind of basically doing all we can simply to pay the bills and make ends meet, forget it. You can suffer and die. This is the fate
yeah.
that we're
What a
left with.
life.
Not good.
Huh?
Yeah. So
So
my heart goes out to just so many people in Canada. It's not right. We're really getting screwed big time, as if things weren't bad enough already. And devaluation of the currency too, and hyperinflation. Hyperinflation is an issue. Something I'm looking at the prices of what's even in 18 years. It's like that's a little excessive. And now there have been some videos put out on YouTube regarding hyperinflation, and it's like, oh boy, this is not good.
Dick
And that
Carney's wife, like what she said the first day that like he got like voted in, like to make Canada poor, that's on video and like
what? That's what their goal
yeah,
is.
she was saying to make Canada poor. Yeah, like right on video. So like yeah, that's
Fête de Nation Canada, the Canada Nation pauvre. Something. How would you say that in French, en
yeah,
français?
to make him poor, Canada poor. Yeah.
Incredible. What? And then, oh my God. It's like, oh, I was just
That's
taking
on the first day of when he got elected.
these.
So like I think
Yeah.
that even liberals were there and watching. Like, did we hear well or like?
Yeah.
Because like that was on TV. So
They don't give a shit. They don't care about
they
ordinary
laugh at
people at
us.
all. Now, what do you think of Paul Revere picking up that seat in Alberta? Is that close to where you're based out of? I don't know where that was exactly, that riding. Do you?
Well, I'm in Alberta, but like yeah, I don't really follow politics. Like
Okay.
they're all like
Yeah. But just you could look it up
they're
on the.
all from the same
Yeah,
same place. Yeah.
Yeah, I see. But then you've got and even like the PPC, the People's Party of Canada, Maxime Bernier, they were completely shut out. Not that they didn't have the support, because they do have a lot. I think a significant amount more support than what mainstream media is telling us, and I think we can understand why that is, given the amount of money that government continues to just hand out to CBC and CTV and you name it, magazines,
All the
newspapers.
propaganda machine.
Sure,
Yeah.
that's
Like
right.
yeah.
Military, media, money, and mafia. They said Kaiser Schuff once told us, with the nation, it's like this how nations essentially the three legs to the stool, the media, the military, the money, but he forgot to mention that it's four legs with the mafia, because organized crime is really pivotal in every country wherever you look, and that's something that I think that was in the first part of what we put together here, where we were still struggling with those technical issues. Mark, we talked about Trump going into Mexico. Be prepared, folks. Mark my words. It's word has it, ear to the ground. That's what we're looking at. He's going to go in. He knows where the heads of the cartels live too.
Yeah, but like, look what he's doing to the veterans that are homeless. Like, like you gotta be a dick.
What's he?
Like,
I don't
sorry,
know.
but
What is he doing? Tell us.
he's there's like massive police force and like
In
I think the Coast
D.C.,
Guard or whatever.
Washington.
Yeah, like yeah, and in 50 states that are like cleaning everywhere, like that there's homeless. They're like putting them in camps or like prison or through the institutions. So like it's really like people are not seeing this that way, but those guys, majority of them are like vets that had it hard and all. They need support, and now they're being locked up and treated like dogs. And like all their belongings, the little bit of belongings they have are thrown in garbage truck, and like, what the hell?
Yeah, that's how vets. When have vets ever been treated well by any government, really, other than the highest ranks? And something I heard from Robert Morningstar, helping co-host his show yesterday via RBN Network, Revolution Radio, Morningstar Report, is that according to Robert, that under George H.W. Bush, in order to rise through the military ranks, what old Skull and Bones Magog, I think was his his code name. Skull and Bones code name, essentially Magog. But now, in order to rise, be elevated and promoted throughout the ranks of the military, you're required to take part in Skull and Bones rituals, sexual confessionals, just kind of like the way that Scientology is set up. Although at least there you're not masturbating in a coffin, while doing this, uh, this sort of thing. Well, that's what they do apparently. So yeah, exactly. But then it's like they've got the goods on you, right? It's like, well, you told us this and that, and we checked it out. It's like, yeah, it's like, okay, well, hey, so icky,
Hey,
sticky. But you want to get, you want to get promoted. Yeah, go ahead, Vinny.
I just wanted to quote something I just found from Julian Assange. He says the reason the FBI wouldn't let the Epstein client list come out in court is because if they did, their blackmail would no longer be useful.
That's right.
The CIA would lose their control over all the powerful people they spent decades setting.
That's right. Yeah. Does anyone have anything anything contrary to say to that? I mean, he's exactly. That's how blackmail works, right? You got something that you hold over these people's head. You own them. How do you think the political system in not just America, but all around the world, how has it functioned throughout the ages, other than through, that primarily that's one of the major components and features is blackmail, whether sexual blackmail or someone who has been, really corrupt in their financial dealings, or what have you. J. Edgar Hoover was a master at this, of course. I guess he held he had all the goods on virtually everyone in D.C. during his, what was it, nearly 50-year reign, at the helm of the FBI. Good old J. Edna cross-dressing Freemason Hoover.
I heard that that the mafia had goods on him, which is why
right?
They didn't really do too much to them.
Hey, by the way, breaking news here too. Tel Aviv explodes, not literally, but there's apparently 2.3 million Israelis now protesting out in the streets against Netanyahu. That's the numbers that we received here. 2.3, and it's about time. I mean, they should have been putting more pressure on this monster a long time ago. frankly, there have been efforts and attempts to unseat him and have him ousted from power. But any thoughts there, folks? Will it have any impact? Will it lead to anything positive in the sense of you know basically either, I don't know if you say like maybe new elections in Israel, or a change in leadership at least. One thing I will predict potentially here are more resignations. So that's something we'll see. But high level defections and resignations within his cabinet, it's happened before, and
Yeah, with them choosing their own replacements, like Trudeau,
yeah,
like choosing Carney and like stuff like that from another country. That like that's the kind of corruption we're dealing with.
mm,
It's bad. Like
Yeah, like the hen or the wolf watching the hen's house kind of thing.
yeah, like
yeah.
it's like a parody at almost like like yeah.
So 80 years since the bombing of Nagasaki. I'm not sure if anybody was aware of that or not, but that anniversary recently passed us by. So, and in fact, we were just talking about this in a roundabout way via an adult ESL, an ELF class that I was helping to manage yesterday, with Korea, actually Japan leaving Korea because it was the Korean Independence Day and liberation essentially from Japanese dominance. But that was in 1945, which very within just a few short years, because of the power vacuum, essentially the lack of military infrastructure and the ability of the country to defend itself, they made themselves a primary, easy target for China, and so of course we saw the support of Russia enter into the picture then as well. But yeah, Nagasaki, Hiroshima. I'm not sure if anyone's got anything they'd like to add to that, other than miso, I guess, being supposedly something. Whether how accurate or true this is, I have no idea. But the story that I heard, the version of events, is that a lot of people were using this back in the day as a way of purifying themselves from heavy metals, toxicity that they'd suffered as a result of the bombings. Oh, check this out in the slideshow too. Possible hostile alien threat detected in unknown interstellar object. Shocking new study claims. Well, okay, I don't know what more to say to that other than it's just like people, right? You got people that are decent and reasonable, and others that are not so much. But was it Mark? I think you earlier mentioned something along the lines of cattle mutilations. Something where I, as much as I love and appreciate the work that she did over the years, Linda Moulton Howe.
I met her.
Well,
I met her. I have something to say about her as well.
okay. Well, she shied away. She really was adverse to discussing human mutilations, and there's been more than a few, along with just generally people disappearing from out of nowhere. What's it
Well, I
called?
will tell you this.
Yeah. Mhm.
I will
Yeah.
tell you this.
Yeah.
Don Eckert did have a record of human mutilations, and that was back in the 70s.
Did he share that with the broader
He
public?
shared that on air with us, but that's as far. But he couldn't say because the case is probably still open. It's not a case that can be closed.
They try to say that these satanic cults, or maybe there were animals involved, but then you find like all the blood has been just completely, what was the word, eviscerated, drained. There's no,
Way too clean.
yeah,
Super clean.
where there's not a single drop of blood left, and
Yeah.
eyes, genitals.
Yeah.
What else?
I saw this from my own eyes.
Precisely removed.
What
What?
is?
Wow.
I saw this from my own eyes. I had pictures of it. Like we were a bunch of friends, and like just like next to my Jeep shop, there were a field, and like there were a cow, and like somebody could have sat in it, and like there were no organs, and like in the back, no eyes, no a big hole, like not a drop of blood around. We took pictures, but like with all the bad luck
Wow.
I had, like I lost everything. Yeah, like but yeah, we're and I'm still in contact with a bunch of those people that saw it. Like that, yeah,
Sacre
that's no
bleu.
bullshit. That happens for real.
Oh,
Like
so
yeah,
this was back in Quebec or in Alberta?
yeah,
So, and
in
this is
Quebec.
right close to or behind your automotive shop?
Yeah, the field next to the parking. Yeah,
Incredible. Oh my God. So, and this was a cow?
yeah, a cow. And like no more organs in it, no more in the rear either, like a big hole, like
The
and like
anus.
really
Yeah.
like not like something that like ate it, like chewing around or like a clean cut
Yeah.
everywhere
Yeah.
and no blood.
Precision. Hmm.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's what we so often hear, and so I mean, do really, I mean, satanic
Either butcher
cults.
couldn't like cut it like that because like it's so like it's like no like doing again or like it's kind of like straight shots like like
Like
yeah,
computerized precision kind of thing.
well yeah, like laser kind of yeah,
Hmm. Hmm.
yeah, so
Crazy.
Well,
Yeah. It,
yeah,
well,
Linda's
that's
not.
true.
She's I don't know. I had won some tickets to through an email contest to Contact in the Desert, and the whole deal was that it was sponsored by Linda Moulton Howe, and so I went, and it was fabulous. I had a blast. I went on alone, of course, but I seen her there, and I wanted to go up and thank her because the whole ordeal was that she was the one who was sponsoring the whole thing,
yeah.
apparently. And she just looked at me like I was crazy. Maybe my tattoos threw her off or something,
Ah,
but I just wanted to thank her, and I'm like, well, thank you because I won the tickets, and she had no idea what I was talking about,
huh.
and she totally immediately wanted to get away from me as soon as possible, and I was just like, wow,
Hmm.
so it wasn't a very I got a vibe from her that was very not cool kind of thing.
Yeah,
So
she kind
you
of
know
is a slightly reptilian in
something to that effect, I would say.
there's a little
Yeah.
bit of that I picked up as well, just
Yeah, for sure.
the way
Like,
her
you know,
visage, just the way she looks, and she's done a lot of great work, but
her
it's like a
intentions seemed very weird to me. Her intentions, they seemed a
really
little, yeah.
during this Contact in the Desert that you were a
When
part
I
of,
met her
or
there, yes. Uh-huh. And it was just a real quick thing. There was a lot of people around, so
mm-hmm.
but she was just very put off, which, I would think if someone's, saying thank you for I won the tickets to your contest, you would think that they would be a little more like, oh, good for you or something, but she looked terrified, really.
That's really unfortunate. When you are a
It was.
public personality, to whatever extent, if you've got to have people skills and be able to tolerate people maybe that you wouldn't normally,
Which she does. How could she not, being as
her line of
doing as
work. Yeah,
exactly. She's
yeah.
got to have some sort of people skills. I don't know. It was a very weird
There,
experience. While I'm on here, I just wanted to give a shout out real quick, if that's okay, Jeff, to a couple of folks. One of them being Terrence Beckwith. He's been doing radio for a really long time, and hopefully he'll be coming on the show pretty soon as a
wait a
guest.
minute. Is that the Freemason?
I don't think so. Terrence Beckwith. I don't think
Oh,
so.
I got.
He does the Mr. B and Friends podcast. He's a friend of Gary Anderson, who does Night Dreams Talk
Oh,
Radio.
well, and we are
Yeah.
Gary's. We got him lined up for October, I guess.
Yeah, somewhere in there. He's thinking about doing something like that. Would be great. He's got some things going on right now, but
Yeah. Who is our
yeah.
this contact that we have out of Australia that we'd like to maybe get in touch.
Terrence.
Even that's Terrence out of Australia. Okay,
Yes.
okay. So
He's out of Australia.
and so
Yeah.
Pine Gap is what I would like, mostly just to kind of get the conversation going with him, and you know how it goes. It just sort of organically flows, hopefully in a natural way from one, at least semi-related topic to the next, and circling back if you can. Little callback. But Robert Morningstar, I think I always like say Robert Morningstar, and I have been sending a lot of people your way. I know, and it's like I talk to this person, talk to that, or just that people that I think they'd make for a good guest. What do you think? You know, and it's up to you if you want to reach out. It's up to you. But there are others where I say, hey, I've been in touch with this person. You know, maybe they're ready to go. They're kind of interested. So it's like, talk to our co-producer and booker. I don't want work it out.
Both of these guys have been doing radio for a really long time, like before I was even born. So
well,
Gary have a lot to say.
And Gary, as Mark here may know, Gary was a longtime friend of Art Bell's. So that's really, I'm not sure if you just mentioned that or not. It might have just totally gone over my head, but I'm really, for just, you know, for that reason alone, along with the fact that he's continuing in that tradition with his own style and flair, of course, and just he's dedicated and passionate live streamer, someone who believes in the work that he's doing. I think there's some really quality synergy that we could see potentially arising, you know, coming about from all of this.
It's really funny because I found Gary maybe a couple of weeks, like when you were on your vacation, I ran into Gary somehow, and I ended up subscribing, of course, and things. And then when you got back, I ended up actually talking with him at your request, of course. I wanted to talk to him before that, of course. So it was really cool how it kind of worked out, though. It's very I guess karmic or something like that.
Serendipitous.
Yeah, very cool. Yeah. So I just wanted to give them a shout out, especially Terrence. He's listening now. So
Terrence Beckwith out of Australia.
Yep.
Oh, great. Right. So I'm getting, there's another fellow whose name is very similar, actually, that sent me a friend request, and he's like this 33rd degree Freemason character, and I said before I accept his friend request, it's like, well, you know, you're interested in doing a show, we can have a friendly little kind of discussion and debate, and you know me, like I'll get into it with people, but I rarely will you don't really hear me yell at people too often, or
never,
you know,
never heard that.
It could happen, trust me, it could. It just around the right set of ingredients
might be interesting. Yeah.
Jaffe lost his shit, man. I don't know what happened. It was a little out of character, but yeah. So but if he's interested in doing a show, I bring it on, Mr. 33rd degree level Freemason. And this is right after we talked about, if you recall, on the Friday night show, whether or not anyone out there has ever been approached by the Illuminati in the attempt
yes, I do remember that.
Of them potentially recruiting you. So it happened a few times with me, and also to the point even where Jacob Rothschild, it looked like a pretty legit, this is right before he died. It was a legit profile with all the blue badges and check marks and all that stuff, and Pirate Larry, who was still alive at that point, obviously he made the crack that he's probably just lonely. He's got no real friends, people that he can trust, that don't want something from him. You know, he just wants to talk to people that don't really want anything from him, but just to kind of connect with them on a human level. So, and I felt, in that sense, it's like sympathy for the devil. You know, it's like, the devil. Maybe the devil's a little more lonely than what we know.
Yeah.
All right. Yeah. Anyways, and that brings the next point is just right out of the blue: the distinction between the devil and Lucifer. We need an expert to break that one down for us. You know, definitely. You know, but
I think that maybe we could find an expert here sooner or later on that sort of thing.
How are the comments looking? We got just a few more minutes here before they're going to shut us down. We will launch teams once again for a second portion of the show. Apologies for being an hour late this go around, folks. It was a little odd, a little peculiar, but we got things straightened out. And my God, you know what? The OBS, knockwood, has not crashed yet. Bring it on, OBS. I must have done something right, finally. We were having, as I was mentioning earlier, all sorts of issues just with OBS ever since
Right.
that recent update. So, all right. Hey, check this one out. Decapitations. You know what I should do? Actually, let's see if we can. Oh, we got that on there. That's good. Perfect. So, in fact, we'll zoom up a little bit here, kind of get it so people can take a closer look. So we started out with, social media crap from Facebook. We may have got that straightened out because we did lodge or issue a sort of a complaint, as it were. They said, provide us with some feedback how we can do things better. Well, instead of just cutting people off from out of the blue without giving them any warnings, tell them, it's like, look, you got 3 more posts you can make to a group, 2 more posts, 1 more, you want 1 more post to promote your show. That's it. And rather than arbitrarily shutting the public down, it's totally contrary to basic net neutrality. And don't give me any crap about net neutrality having to do first and foremost with upload and download rates, the bit rate speed. That's just a total red herring, folks. I'm not buying it. We're getting gaslit and hoodwinked, once again. It's hands off, laissez-faire. Let people.
Plausible deniability.
Well, that too. That's correct.
Kind
So,
of thing.
Indonesia, One Piece pirate flag protest. Who sent that to us? Was it Zane or Robert Morningstar? I think it was Zane, actually. But that's something else that we got to think about here, people. The pirate party politics in Norway is very woke. Last we heard, and if there's one thing you can think of that just doesn't make any sense, it's a politically correct pirate. That just doesn't fly, okay? I mean, even in this day and age, you can have a little more maybe compassion and understanding. Peace, love, and understanding is what Elvis Costello and others have sang about. Nick Lowe, I guess. What's so funny about peace, love, and understanding? Great song. But that's how they're protesting their despotic government in Indonesia. It's kind of rattling the authorities too. So, in a similar sense of how I talk about here, like people like biometrics, which I don't want to get into too much right now. Maybe at some point on down the road, just having starting with what I had to put up with in coming back to Korea, let alone getting a new passport. And I had under I'm not sure if it was legal duress or unlawful duress. A distinction between legal and lawful, right? I think that's how the story goes. I had it entered into the government database, but wearing hats and carrying umbrellas. Why aren't there more people doing this? Wearing nice big hats and umbrellas, whether for the sun or the rain or just to say kind of F you to, here in South Korea, it's a big issue. Not so much in Canada, I noticed. The central interior BC it was like really kind of stepping, like dropping in from a completely foreign, alien planet, returning back home. And it's interesting too because it didn't take any time to fly all the way from Seoul, South Korea. We left at 5:30 Saturday afternoon or early evening, and guess what? We arrived in the central interior, Smithers, BC, at the same time, 5:30 Saturday afternoon after making our transfer.
Wow.
So basically, it didn't take any time. But it cost us coming back. Coming back, it cost us more than what we'd hoped for, because of it's in reverse kind of deal.
That makes me wonder if you took a plane and flew around, like, would you like get younger or or what? Or like just stop time kind of thing? That would be neat.
Lady Einstein chiming in there. Yeah, that's right.
Hey, well,
Decapitations, murder. This is out of Fort Bragg. It's not just Fort Bragg, though, people. Come on, let's get real now. This is just the tip of the iceberg. Let's be serious. Let's get some major problems with the military and the way that things are being run there, unfortunately. So, Air Canada strike, has it been resolved? It sounds like it might have. That was a major issue. Thank God we managed to evade that by just a few days, actually returning here. So Canadian taxpayers funding a $73 billion refugee empire. What kind of nonsense is that? Malachi Martin, some interesting stories there. Him getting pushed down the stairs by some unseen force. Do you buy it or not? Or I mean, he did have a live-in lady friend after he retired, I guess. Live-in lady friend, good for him. Every it's good to have. Oh, why not live together as a loving couple, whoever you are? So, Clinton now being named as a prime suspect in the Epstein files. Well, he did fly on the Lolita Express 26, 29 times. Trump once. And apparently he did not go to Lolita Island either. RFK Jr. used his jets twice, and I think he has an alibi for that, or just kind of just different family functions. Had nothing to do with underage prostitutes. And the reason I say prostitutes is because they accepted money. If they hadn't took the money, they wouldn't have been prostitutes. When I, correct me if I'm wrong here, Vinny and others, but when you get into the whole pedophilia thing, that's prepubescent, like less than like your children, but you're not teenagers. You're, I don't know, where would you draw the line? It's kind of problematic. Like younger than 12, 13, 14, who's really to say? So it's something like that, obviously, but taking the money, underage prostitutes, if they hadn't have done it, it would have been really a little different story. Probably would have played out in court a lot differently too, presumably. But Al Jazeera journalist, I had a bad feeling months ago when I saw this poor bastard on TV too. He died a martyr, a hero, and I think we just lost our team's feed as well. But fear not, we'll be back in a few moments here, folks. So we're gonna maybe talk about that a little bit. The Middle East, Israel, genocide in Gaza. It's not a genocide. How could it possibly be? Blah blah blah. Yeah. How would you feel if that was happening in your backyard? What would it take for you to start, screaming genocide? Probably a lot less. And what we're seeing currently unleashed upon the long-standing indigenous Semites of Gaza. First Lady Kim detained, placed in solitary confinement, which reminds me, speaking of high-profile women in jail, Ghislaine Maxwell has recently relocated to a Texas holding facility. It's causing a bit of a buzz. More regarding Canada and the Kalergi plan. New Zealand MP evicted from Parliament after Gaza's speech. Talk about the Barbary trade, slave trade, and the role of Sephardic Jews, largely Sephardic Jews dominating the transatlantic slave trading industry for hundreds of years. The Irish is America's first slaves too. Why don't we hear more about that? RFK Jr., mRNA, big shakeup in establishment media. No crime in rich DC. Yeah, no white crime either, right? Wink, wink, nudge, nudge. It's all these homeless vets out on the streets. They're the ones that really, priority number one. That's a reflection, indication of what any government's priorities are, is what you see being played out in the media, how policies are being shaped, formed, implemented, enforced, or for that matter, ignored, issues completely overlooked and given no priority whatsoever. So, a little talk here about Buddhist mala beads predating the Catholic rosary by many centuries. How many of you knew that, the prayer beads? So, as far back as since 6th century BCE. Howard Stern getting canceled. I'm sure Vinny will have a thing or two to say about that. Return the hostages. That's just a sick joke. It has been the whole time. They just have been political pawns. You know, why are none of these media outlets referencing the Hannibal Directive or protocols? What's wrong with this picture, folks? This is just really it's outrageous. Longtime head of Shaolin monks getting erased. Eastern Australia hit with most snow in 40 years. Yeah, that's global warming for you, out on full display. Little fun story here. Central Texas flood cleanup uncovers dinosaur tracks. FBI fires former acting director, senior officials in January 6th case. Big surprise, that one. It's like, that was a long time in the making, that one. So, what are we looking at here? What's the balance of what we got? I guess that's essentially what we managed to put together throughout the course of the past week as far as talking points of what we thought were noteworthy, really. Let's hear from you, though, the listeners. What has been on your mind? Stories, issues that we might have missed out on. Maybe we didn't go into enough depth with. It'd be great if we could get the call-in line set up and in place. Sonia's talked about that in the past. Hopefully one of these days. Got so much going on here, of course, but okay, hang on there, Mark. Hang on there. We're going to cut away to commercial break. Red Dragon Herbs and Teas, bringing you guaranteed homegrown health relief. With any order of $25 or more, you will immediately receive a 10% discount. All you simply have to do is let Mark know, Ryan know one of two things, either Pirate Radio or Pirate Code. Meanwhile, over on the CannaSense Cannabis Collective front, 5813 is our referral code. And that is not the commercial audio that we were hoping to queue up. This is. We'll be back in just a flash here, folks. Don't touch that computer mouse or radio dial.
Medical cannabis is now legal by telemedicine. Get the medicine you need by getting reviewed for a medical cannabis card. Contactless appointments available at CannaSense.com. For as low as $39, you can get reviewed for a medical cannabis card. That's CannaSense.com for a licensed medical cannabis doctor review. CannaSense.com has all the information you need to get connected with a doctor for a $39 medical cannabis appointment. CannaSense.com. CannaSense is common sense.
Catering exclusively to the Des Moines, Iowa area and beyond, Red Dragon Herbs and Teas is a small, family-owned business dedicated to the creation of only the finest quality artisan herbal tea blends. Drawing upon many of the world's most richly established customs and traditions, Red Dragon Herbs' mission is about more than just getting their products out to the market. They also strive to help educate their customers on the wider benefits, history, and folklore of all their plants. Of course, any seasoned pirate knows when they're fixin' to tango with the Kraken, you best be powered up with at least one of the finest select quality premium items freely offered via Red Dragon Herbs and Teas wide inventory. Choosing from any of their caffeine-free headache relief or rest and relaxation blends, history has proven their products among the best sources of scurvy prevention and vitamin supplementation. Red Dragon Herbs and Teas. bringing you guaranteed homegrown health relief.
Red Dragon Herbs and Teas, bringing you guaranteed homegrown health relief. Hey, great numbers today via the live streaming end of things. Lots more in the way of lurkers, unfortunately, as compared to those who signed in. And comments we can read, thoughts, questions, insights regarding any number of the issues that we're hitting upon here. So be sure to take a moment, whether via DLive, Facebook, YouTube, Telegram, or elsewhere, reach out and connect with us. That's really what it's all about here. So we're gonna, speaking of which, connecting, try to get a hold of the gang here. Hopefully don't find ourselves having to, well, we'll live stream as long as we have to, I suppose, but looks like things are always being updated here without much us being able to hear about what all the latest is as far as changes in the live streaming approach, what Teams, formerly known as Skype, has to offer. So we'll see if a few people, including Alan out of New Zealand, is able to make it here. Robert Morningstar talked about possibly joining us in the second hour. So let's see if we can make this happen here or not. Mark might have his own chat in place already. Hey, is that, looks like Robert and Chris. Now, were you over on Mark's in his room, or? Oh no. Oh, you're heading. No. Yeah, that's Mark there. Yeah. So you're ready to hit the sack, are you? Hit the hay? Oh, okay. Oh, geez. Yeah, we got a late start here. We had some technical issues. I know you did mention yesterday that you could potentially be joining us for the second hour. We also, we have given your show a little bit of on-air promotion. We had a few shout outs regarding the context of what we covered yesterday. Yeah, why do you? Oh, geez, hang on. Here we go. Okay, there we go. You're free to go. We got your channel open there, folks. Go ahead, Robert.
Well, because we expose what the underlying evil that's driving the global satanic network, which is the worship of Baal.
Yeah.
And we had Jeffrey Epstein's niece telling her story and saying that while her family pretended publicly to be Jewish when they had their Seders and their Passovers, they would drug her up and admit to her that they were Satanists. And so this Baal cult is what has hijacked Judaism and Zionism. And I think now, I realize their evil is smearing the whole Jewish culture.
Yeah.
For those of you who don't know, what's her name? Anya, A-N-Y-A, Anya Wick, gave an interview to Sean, what's his name?
Atwood.
Sean Atwood, right. And she told everything. It's really amazing. But what I'm excited about is that I said that Netanyahu went to war on June 13th because he had to take the spotlight off the hearings that were happening in the Knesset. And it was 20 women between the ages of 20 and 40 who were exposing this ultra-Orthodox Jewish sect called Haredis, who had been practicing satanic ritual abuse of little girls and boys, and going back decades. Imagine if the oldest witness was 40, and it started when she was a child, and it seems it's in families. And so she was saying that her father and her uncle, Jeffrey Epstein, raped her from the age of 3. They drugged her, they gave her psychedelics, and they kept her drugged all the time. And so she thought that these were nightmares that she was having. And she just described everything very graphically. I advise everyone to listen to it and realize the evil that we face. And it is Baal worship. They require human sacrifice, and children especially. And it's in the family. It's just a family tradition going back hundreds of years, practically speaking. So I think exposing that was very important. And I'm very proud of that program. Because it also proved me right, that Netanyahu is one of these Satanists, Baal worshiper, offering human sacrifice to an evil entity for temporal power. And that now it's all coming out. You know, the Hannibal directive was reissued on October 7th. I don't know how much longer he can last there.
Well, we were just Robert. We were just talking.
I need to take a rest. Actually, I'm not resting. I'm working. I'm editing a video documentary that I did with a cousin of John F. Kennedy, John Fitzgerald Kennedy, and Paul Fitzgerald is a blood relative. And he and I came to the same conclusion regarding all of the occult Masonic aspects of the murder, the ritual murder of President Kennedy.
Yeah.
So we did a good interview, and I'm polishing it up to release it probably this weekend.
King Kill 33, that's right. Just briefly going back to Netanyahu and where Israel currently is headed, along with the ongoing genocide in Gaza. Allegedly 2.3 million people are out in the streets in Israel protesting against Netanyahu.
I played that. You came in late, but yesterday's show was a comprehensive international and national news report. I played a street demonstration reporting. Sky News is doing some good reporting. Hindustani Times also, and Times of India. But our media really sucks. That's why I added the icon. It's not only the Mockingbird media now, it's a Mockingbird talking monkey media. And so we just have to keep exposing them and turning people off them. And people are awakening very, very quickly. Now, what I didn't get a chance to talk about last night was my theory that all of this peacemaking that President Trump is doing, all of these wars that he's stopping and trying to stop, has to do with they foresee a need for world unity. And the reason for that, I believe, is that they're going to fake, or it's going to be a real alien invasion. This thing, 3I Atlas, this comet, it's not really a comet, and a swarm of objects that are moving with it. They're out there near Jupiter, and they're being watched. And they're traveling 40 kilometers per second, which is a pretty fast speed, heading toward Earth. And people that I know think that it's because they're going to use this passage or this event to stage an alien invasion, to bring the whole world into unity. So I think that's in the background.
That's what Werner von Braun had stated. He, as you well know, Robert, Carolyn Rosen, I believe is her name, working as with Werner von Braun, the former Nazi rocket scientist brought in under Operation, I guess, Paperclip to the States. And first there was 3 things. Their terror was involved, But then I forget. There's the second one you might remember, but the third one was this: when the terror, when that was no longer serving their purposes, then the fake alien invasion would be launched, and with this low orb, the satellite network that is currently in place, and you can just imagine like where this is going to find itself in the next 10, 15, 20 years. It's only going to become more sophisticated. Operation Bluebeam, something to that, along those lines, where they project these fake, these holographic images. It's and God only knows what else, as far as the weapons are concerned. That it's crazy. It's some pretty crazy stuff.
I think they're ready to introduce a new paradigm. They're going to allow us to think in new ways, allow the general masses interdimensionality. For example, Representative Luna, who's the chairwoman of the UFO investigation in Congress,
right?
She came and she said they're ready to admit that there are interdimensional beings and that interdimensional aliens are here.
Mm-hmm.
So that allowing that to be spoken of openly is really a radical paradigm shift.
Was that
people to
the Joe Rogan show? Is that right? Is that where you?
Yeah, she was on Joe Rogan 2 weeks ago.
Right. Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's a great point. So
stay alert.
Indeed. Now, I'm not sure if you're wanting to check out or not, but I just thought once again it was worth drawing to your attention and the wider listening audience that it was a great show that I was fortunate enough to be a part of, reconnecting here after the trip back to Canada. And there were a couple of we got a couple of hands raised here. I think there's some questions for you via the peanut gallery, Robert, but also we'll go ahead with the questions first, and then we'll just cap it off.
Let's go with Chris first.
Okay.
But
sure.
Chris, I got a call from somebody who books interviews with shows all over the United States, and I've told her about your book and your experience, and she wanted to talk to you, have your number, your email, so that people can contact you for interviews. So, hey, I like the background. Very nice.
Coast to coast.
Thanks. Yeah, I missed your call earlier. Yeah, I saw that. Yeah, I texted you back. But yeah, and a good thing that you were talking about, like the Jews, and like we gotta specify and educate people. I think a bit, like because like a lot of the Jews are really nice people. Okay, like the Zionists and the Talmud is something else.
Right.
Like that's what's contaminating like every country. That's like the banking systems, like everything that's like controlling and making sure that we have like a sucky life, like that's those people. It's a base of Satanism. Anybody that looks into the Talmud will understand right away what it is. Like it's clear. It's like people, like there's a bunch of videos that are passing around that like Jews rabbis are talking about, like their practice, and like people think it's not true, but like they're just laughing at us, and it's really true. It's that's the way they do. I think
I'm going to put
people need to know.
The chat. Very important. I played this one. Jaffe missed this one. It was in the first part of the program. I'm going to put it in the chat. It's some Eastern European gentleman just talking straight to the camera about inverting the matrix. This guy's very wise. You might even play it on. It's very short. It's 6 minutes long, but what this guy says in 6 minutes explains everything. It really is.
Regarding the Talmud, or what exactly?
No. Well, actually, it ultimately does, but it's about reversing values. And, mind controlling people,
right?
Shaming our cultures,
gaslighting,
exactly.
Satanic reversal,
sure,
kind of thing.
Well, and Jesus,
very well defined.
Keep in mind the Talmud with Jesus, the Goy, the Gentile, the Talmud. As we referenced this earlier in the show, but not Jesus in particular, but they depict him as boiling in excrement
Yeah.
and other miscellaneous bodily fluids. It's and with the Goy Gentile, you can, as with the Islamic tradition, the so-called the holy noble lie, which is total nonsense. I mean, it's a great way to brand things and sell it, I guess. But you can, the taqiyya, you can lie to the kafir, you know, you can, in accordance with Islamic thinking, and that's you don't find that in Buddhism. That's one of the points I made earlier. And in fact, it's contrary to all Buddhist basic teaching. You don't lie, you don't steal, don't kill, sexual immorality, and be careful with the intoxicants. So that's 5 precepts, not complicated. So
I was talking to Nan, and she made a very interesting observation reading the Gospels. She said that Jesus only emphasized 5 commandments. He didn't push 10 commandments.
Right.
So I have to delve more deeply into that. But I wanted to ask Mark what his question was, or his comment.
Yeah.
I am going to split in a couple of minutes.
Yeah, Mark.
So Mark, thanks for the call.
You were talking about that craft that's out by Saturn and that's on its way in and that.
Yes.
Well, Jack Carey and I done a show about that about 2 weeks ago.
Mm-hmm.
And there's a belief that whatever's on board that thing is either fully just automated or okay, it's one of ours coming back from our advanced space fleet that, you know. But here's the thing too, if it was a concern militarily and a problem for our world, we wouldn't have to worry about it because the aliens that are here already would have taken care of it. All right, because we have aliens on our oceans and aliens that live among us. And if they don't know that they're here and these people are coming in, or this group that's coming in, they're going to get a big surprise when if they did try to do something. Or here's our thinking too, is we should, if that really is happening and they're going to invade or do something to us, all the stuff that we've back engineered is already up in the air and going there and taking it out. All right.
Yeah.
So I don't see any concern with any of that. With those points.
More psychological.
Yeah. That's exactly all it is. Now, we've talked about this intergalactic society that's out there that's supposed to protect us from this, that, and the other, and that they would have, if something bad were to happen, they, from outside, then they would have been involved too. But here's something too that I think about, that we've had breakaway civilizations from probably eons. Maybe they're just coming home.
Yeah.
You ever think about that?
Yeah.
Well, yeah, I think about the whole legend of the Anunnaki and the Nibiru and all of that. So I think the deep state and is playing it up. Again, manipulation of the mass psychology to create a paradigm shift,
Right.
And the paradigm shift is going to be psychological, philosophical, religious, and technological. So, they're
anything that media is making a big deal about is got to be in some order, moving the masses in some way, Yeah,
it's distraction. So I'm trying to focus.
Well, we are going into the Kali Yuga, okay?
No, we're leaving it.
Huh?
We left it. We left the Kali Yuga.
The Kali Yuga, yeah.
We left the Kali Yuga a long time.
I thought it takes a long, long time to go in and out of it.
We passed out. It
does.
We passed out of it several decades ago.
It's the new Yuga that we're going into.
What about
I
the
don't know
age
what
of
it's called.
age of
Which
Aquarius?
would be the age
Same
of Aquarius,
concept, Jeffy. Yeah,
which is the
same
age of
concept.
where all the secrets come to light. And the
Oh hell! I
Exactly.
mean,
golden age
yeah,
shall
yeah.
begin.
If ever there was a time that Earth's history
Yep.
could definitively argue that it had gone through and experienced an apocalypse, it's now, and that's an unveiling and awakening that's pulling back of the veil.
It's we who are doing the unveiling. I'm not waiting for government to tell me
No,
what reality
no.
is.
No, not at all.
They don't want. I don't think they want.
What's
it.
going to happen is even Jack and I believe that what's going to happen with that, it's going to be a catastrophic thing.
I don't think so. I don't think so at all. I think that's
I don't think so either. I think too many people are awake to what's going on for
right.
that to happen.
But before I go, I wanted to talk to Chris. I had to cut him off because I was going to leave sooner. But Chris, I wanted to talk to you about your project and how you're doing, and whether you're going to send me the phone number and the email address for contact. The lady's name is Johanna.
Visions
It's
of
already sent. You should have it in your teams. So.
Oh, I see. I work on email. I haven't been on Teams in 2 or 3 weeks. So, and I'm still struggling with Discord, man. What a headache that thing is.
Boy.
But we've had three and a half good shows over the last month. So things are looking better.
Yeah.
Stabilized. But it is a slow, unresponsive, flaky, and I hate the name. You know, who would ever name a business off Discord?
Well, they deplatformed us twice. You know, they shut down 2 of our accounts, and then they kind of came groveling back to us saying, well, because I think they were losing a lot of people. They just canceled and censored so many people that their brand name was losing its credibility, and people were going elsewhere. So but finally we did launch because of you, Robert, and you do this all the time. That's the way it works with me in my life. People have to kind of nudge me, and then I move into action. Otherwise I focus on maybe just like playing guitar and writing songs. That's about the extent of things. But before we let you go, big shout out to Reverend Jim, who's here in the house tonight, along with Sonia over on D-Live, Vinny from Brooklyn, Amos, Dale, Svetlana. Hello, Svetlana. We got Sonia. We got to get Svetlana a book. Talk to her, and we'll make it happen. Didgeridoo 3 and DK Spiracy. There's a character. Who doesn't love DK Spiracy, huh? Including me. Of course, I love the guy. He's just got his own thing going on, and
I love him too. We'll have him on soon.
Yeah, he does a lot of great work. I'm not gonna argue that point. So, and finally, and I'm not sure if these are names that Robert is familiar with or not, but just looking at the comment end of things, we have got David Wilkes. Let's not forget him via YouTube's and Zane Ivey. Do you know David Wilkes, Robert?
I know David Wilkes on Facebook. We communicate. We're friends on Facebook.
He's quite something. He's really makes some pretty wild claims at times that most people would really question. But let him have at it. It's a free speech form. There's nothing malicious in what he says, and the fact that he's seems to be telling us that he's he's connected in a big way, he and his family. So it's a small world, folks. I think that's about it. Didgeridoo 3 once again, and thank you to all the digital love. Oh, Mr. B and friends, whoever that is, we're not overly sure, but thank you for all the digital love. And Robert as well, thank you for showing up, dropping in. I'm not sure, maybe now's a good time. We'll let Robert step out, make a gracious exit on his own accord here. And when can we hear you via Revolution Radio, RBN?
3 o'clock on Sundays, 3 to 5 on Sundays on Studio A. Monday nights, Studio B, 10 to 12 midnight. Or you can catch my programs on Home Network TV every day at 2 o'clock Eastern in the afternoon. So the programs that I've done, the fresh ones, are done for. So I do 4 hours a weekend, and so we do 5 hours during the week, from 2 to 3 o'clock, home network TV with Alan Fredrickson. That's the way.
You're a busy guy, and Alan's doing a lot of great work there too,
Yeah,
in support.
we're producing some very nice thing. We did a Miracle of Fatima program that I'm polishing up.
Oh wow! Did you?
Yeah, that was. That
did you mention Malachi Martin by chance?
Yeah, I did. Very important man.
Sure.
He was there when they opened the letter.
You know, we talked about him tonight actually, and how this recently Joshua Chairs. I don't know if you know Joshua or not, but
I know him on Facebook.
He's a ghost hunter among other things. But he sent us a link and just kind of a reminder that there is a theory that Malachi was actually, even though he did have an in-house girlfriend that he lived with during his final years, from what I understand. So the story goes that he actually was pushed and fell down this ladder, I think maybe down the stairs, if I'm not mistaken, by an unseen force. It was an unseen force, supposedly.
Well, he was an exorcist, you know.
Yeah.
He was very, very high up, and he spoke very openly. I like going back to his interviews. He was on Coast to Coast a bunch of times.
Yeah.
But he left a lot of good material behind for us to understand.
He did.
And the same thing, when we were talking about Judaism being taken over by this cult of Baal, it happened to the Catholic Church, and it's happened to the Muslim. And that's why I think it's important to discuss the hijacking of religion for this political one world ideology. And again, we go back to Emerson and divinity lies within. It's not waiting for you in the church. He's waiting inside to come out. So
Book of Matthew, I believe. Book of Matthew. That's right. So
anyway,
yeah.
Great to hear you. We missed you while you were gone. So drop in again on Monday, and I'll drop in when I can on Tuesdays and Fridays.
This coming week.
Check out that link. That guy's really important.
Which one? Which one is this?
It's the Eastern European man.
Right.
I put it in the chat.
Oh, right. Okay. And just to say, as far as this next week, that Monday night, I might not be available because I could be out doing some street busking. I'll keep you posted on that. But I got to get out there a little more now that I'm back, and try to really connect with the people.
Yeah, the video is the one just above that says a video from Ivor Cummins.
Excellent.
That guy, he got a piece from some Eastern European guy, extremely erudite, pure wisdom, and a wake-up call for everyone. So anyway, folks, thanks a lot. Great to hear you and great to see you. And I'll catch up with you all soon.
Happy sailing.
You too.
Good night.
Good night, everybody.
Okay. There goes the one and only Robert Morningstar via Manhattan, USA. What an asset, and what a friend too. I think one of the main things he said in reaching out, wanting to connect with me, was I came across as relatively polite. So that could be the Canadian in me. I'm not sure, but I can be a bit of a jackass at times too. Obviously,
imagine that. That's crazy.
I'm the polite Canadian thing. Yeah, but that's yeah. But anyways, it's a little too overdone. And I was going actually for the slideshow for this week's slideshow. I was going through some like looking for Canadian memes, and it's just overdone too much. It's annoying. I did not add any of these polite Canadian memes to the slideshow at all, simply because I think it's the way our society is programmed, and it actually fuels our lack of fighting spirit, really, and the willingness to stand up and push back against, state tyranny or any other form of, of any. Most Canadians are not fans of bullies, of course, but I mean, what greater bully could you possibly imagine other than the state, who they themselves, you, you know, they themselves lay claim to exclusive, legitimate right to use of coercion, literally a license to kill. Whereas ordinary rank and file citizens are, in their eyes at least, denied that right. So, if that's as far as things need go, just you can start with just essentially physically restraining people and depriving them of their basic rights under what some would call natural law or what have you. I'm no expert in the field, of course, but it does fascinate me nonetheless. I'd love to have more like Mark Passio types on the show. People who,
Oh my.
well, I don't know if that's I don't think he's a fan of ours particularly. Just my sense is.
Maybe not. But we
Well,
can see what we can do.
Yeah. Do you have any connections along those lines, perhaps, or he knows about us?
Maybe a tidbit. Maybe a tidbit.
We are Facebook friends, but and I like the guy. I like the work that he's done. I respect him very much. So,
yeah, he's a firecracker for sure.
Oh, firecracker, firebrand.
I love him. Yeah. Oh yeah, he's
take
just.
no
I mean, if
prisoners.
you've listened to any of his shows, it's like, whoa, bro, calm down, man.
Yeah,
he's doing what he can.
The former Satanist business too. That's really interesting. Like I'm not sure. Some people are quite cynical. They're like, yeah, former Satanist, right?
Yeah.
As if there's any, it's like former CIA or former mafia. I mean, right? Yeah. So, but I'd like to hear his take. What is his take on that exactly? Like, was he a card-carrying member of the church? Was he ever? What did he witness? What did he see? Were there some horrific things that he actually?
Apparently he's seen enough. Apparently he's seen enough to make him. And I'm not familiar with all the experiences in his life, but
right.
He's seen enough to make him want to do something in the reverse of that. The reversal kind of thing, And
that's why we're here with the Piratas de Dios and what Private Larry left with us, right. That legacy that we in a past life, many of us, there's a good chance, let's not kid ourselves, Squeaky.
I know.
Is that Squeaky?
He's going off.
Get him up on your lap. Hold him. He wants.
Come here, Squeaky.
He wants you to hold him.
I'll try and get him over.
I know how this works. Yeah, you got to get that. Like, thankfully, our cats are they're chilling on the veranda right now. But yeah, I know how this sort of deal, I don't know, goes down when it comes to the cats. So we'll switch over to the slideshow. We're going to share with you right now this link that Robert was talking about. He's got it's the YouTube that we're going to get out there on YouTube and DLive. So take a look at that, folks. Right under Zane's comment saying that Passio realized it was a screaming session for a psychopathic cabal. Satanism, I guess. And that's kind of like with Skull and Bones, with their initiation rituals where they completely lose their shit. And who knows what exactly the intent is, but it has been recorded on camera, and there's a lot of screaming and coercing and threatening and what have you. But we're going to scroll up here briefly and see. It's been wet and cold, says Mr. B and friends here in Perth. I know who that is. That's someone actually. Sonia. We're working on getting booked onto the show here. So much for global warming. Exactly. You got it there, my friend. Via Perth. Weather weapons, anyone, is what Amos Dale says. And so Amos is another Aussie, actually, Mr. B, in case you're wondering. He lives in the Newcastle area. Maybe the two of you could make a connection at some point. And that's one of the beauties of what we do here, where we, in an indirect, roundabout way, help to facilitate bringing people together in not just in a virtual sense, but in real life, more often than what most might even realize, sometimes to the point of real romance blossoming. So far, no major dust ups or personality clashes that we've been indirectly responsible for, but that's the way it goes. It's yeah. General disclaimer. Yeah, we bear no personal responsibility. As with Operation Secret Santa, right? How do we phrase that exactly now with a general disclaimer? Anyways, uh, people hopefully know what I'm getting at there. Svetlana once again, maybe Harp, Correctamundo, yeah, Tesla technology. Well, look, owning the weather by 2025. Where are we now, folks? This is a really well-known Air Force, U.S. Air Force PDF. Alex Jones was talking about years ago. Maybe Alan Watt out of the late great Alan Watt,
What,
host
baby?
of Cutting Through the
What,
Matrix.
honey?
You talking to me? Who's your honey? Excuse me?
Oh, I was talking to Squeaky. I'm sorry, I didn't know my mic was on. I was talking to Squeaky.
Just we don't mind it. Just don't get too weird with that. I know how much you love the animal thing.
Oh,
Yeah.
oh no,
Didgeridoo 3, of course. Let's see. The YouTube channel, says Zane. Signal Before Silence has some very interesting digs into various Frankist, Sabbatean influences on Judaism. Thank you, Zane. Signal Before Silence. Good stuff. Netanyahu is a mask, bro. I'm not sure what that means. Maybe referencing how with the disguises, CIA and other high-level intelligence agencies use these real masks, that the rubber hoodies or whatever they pull over their heads and work to impersonate others. Uh, it's long been known that various world leaders have used decoys and body doubles, all the way from Churchill to Saddam Hussein and probably Obama and Bush or Trump. Who knows? So it is what it is. But let's see what else we've got here. They're all captured CGI, exposing everyone else. So computer generated images, I guess, right? So it's a movie, says David. And, well, yeah, The Matrix, very much compatible with. Here's our little squeaky Danny, who our special needs, three-legged pirate cat, mascot, pirate kitty. Danny, it's okay. You'll get your lunch here in just a few minutes, so hang on there, my friend. Uh, it will be what shuts the skies down, says David. Okay. Well, maybe further elaboration on that, perhaps having to do with what Robert was laying out there for us, the Werner von Braun insights that were offered back in the day, and Skynet or Darknet, how far that's all evolved now over the years. In fact, one thing I could do, I suppose, would give this a try and see how this manages to come together via the live streaming approach and end of things. We had as many as 21 folks here, most of whom seem to have been lurkers, joining us for the show. So that's great. Sign in, folks. A lot of you have this go around. It's good to hear from you and have a chance to reconnect. Very invigorating. Any kind of support you can show, liking, commenting, sharing, remembering to hit subscription notification buttons. Good stuff. Passing word on to friends, family, and coworkers. That's pretty powerful too. Let's not kid ourselves. Sell ourselves short. PayPal, Pirate One Radio at protonmail.com. Any potential guest suggestions or show ideas? We got merchandise swag available. Digital love that a few of you have contributed to via D Live this go round. You can also do the same over on places and platforms like Odyssey, BitChute. Not sure about Rumble or not, but just get creative, use your imagination, and do what you can to help keep us afloat, because largely we are running this operation out of pocket, and it is proving to be pretty costly, unfortunately. There's one thing I really don't like to be, it's find myself, or for that matter anyone else, running in the red. Get it? Running in the red. So no invasion. It will be a mix of ARVs and Bluebeam. I'm not sure what ARVs. Something aerial remote vehicles maybe. Holograms. Anyone? I'm not sure what thunder I stole from Amos Dell there. Q is real, says David. The Talmud is foundational text of rabbinical Judaism. So that's where the rabbi really serving as the primary source of Jewish religious law and theology. Okay. I was pretty sure that it mostly had to do with later day commentaries. But anyways, similar to how they've got things. I mean, the Buddhist tradition did as well, lots of commentaries and so forth. Islamic and you name it. But Black Knight Satellite. Oh, I like that. That's a catchy rhyme. I think I'm going to steal that and use that as a little potential song lyric, or even song title. Satellite of Love, Lou Reed. Has anyone written a song called Black Knight Satellite? And by the way, it's so irritating for me to hear, like, as wonderful as the AI quality is in so many cases, they're kind of cheating. People are kind of cheating when they're producing AI songs. It's not organic human creativity at all, really. Very minimal, unfortunately. So, okay, and what do we got here? It's people are really having that via the chat end of things. Movie almost over, probably. The Biden show in China attacking us, then shut down. Well, I guess the movie in some ways ends when we pass away, does it not? If you think about it, at least that's. I mean, after we're dead, essentially, what's the point? What's the point other than what we've left behind? Go ahead, Sonia.
You can still watch from the other side.
Well, yeah, that's one way of putting it. Sure.
For sure.
Yeah. Well, and that's the thing I was thinking about, because we unburdened ourselves, and we experience hopefully a little in the way of enlightenment, with the body no longer holding us down, and then we are more. Go ahead.
Go ahead.
No, you finish. Go.
I was just going to say, apparently whatever vibration that we cross over with is the vibration we kind of go into in that particular realm.
Right. That's what one of my Buddhist teachers talked about. The very moment of death is quite critical, how we react to that. And so that it's important to kind of relax if we can, and not
and experience if you've had any practice meditating and things where you get into higher vibrations, or feel that the ultimate that you can reach vibration of love, that's probably something you'll want to kind of focus on at a particular time, to be in the highest vibration as possible.
Right. That's interesting.
Yeah.
So the thing is too, if reincarnation is just natural, basically it's one of the sort of cosmic codes and laws that we have. I mean, it was, let's not forget, Christ,
so they say,
35 times in the New Testament. Can you believe it? 35 times it was mentioned, and that's just in the standard 4 books.
Surprised it's not 32. And who wrote that particular?
Well, yeah, but then you got to think about the Gospel of Magdalene and Thomas and all the others. It's like, how many times are they mentioning born again?
Right.
And, hey, can we not be born again here and now in this very moment?
If that's what you want to call it.
Well,
no, right?
We're presumably. And so, I mean,
Mm.
Christians are actually okay with that, I believe. But it's very Buddhist too. And as I've argued here in the past time and again, I won't get into it too much right now, but Christ was a Buddhist, very much highly influenced by Buddhistic thinking. He was essentially, he appeared right at the high point. What is that word now? The watermark or the high watershed moment, I guess is what you would say, of Greco-Buddhism, the 800, actually it was 900 year time frame, really, with looking at the axial age, that's Christ, and then several hundred years prior, and then several hundred years after that into the future. Mani, the founder of Manichaeism, very very important there as far as his influence, and the way that Saint Augustine, the Catholic Church, waged war upon the Manichaeans, that sect, even though he had at one time been a disciple or a member. So that's interesting. So he was an apostate, I guess, and of the worst sort. But yeah, I'm not sure. How do we get onto the whole? He who's not busy being born is busy dying. Bob Dylan. But we're being born and dying every moment, frankly, every day, every moment, all throughout the course of our lives. How many cells do we shed? Like billions each day, I
Time.
guess.
It's effing time, man.
Effing? What are you talking about, effing time?
It's effing time. That's why that even happens.
Making babies?
No, just being in time, being subjected to the time spectrum.
Oh, I see. Because because time is, if we're beyond time, then it's like beyond death.
Kind of thing, yeah.
I see. Right.
Similar.
All right.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Well, we got a few minutes left to the live stream here, and I'm pretty much at the end of, essentially what I was wanting to share with listeners. This go around, it's been a great ride, real pleasure. I think we covered a lot of ground, some positive energy and dialogue and conversation. Everybody brought it. Everyone brought it, and very very impressed. It's too bad Yvonne couldn't make it. He was out of Coquitlam. He touched base, connected in the pre-show briefly, with a few things to share with us, sort of behind the scenes, almost off the record, really. But his we're not going to add him to the show notes because he wasn't a part of the actual live stream itself, unfortunately. But harpo.ca, I believe, is his homepage, and he offers free counseling services for anyone who's interested, up to 30 minutes. And then there's then that's when people are expected to pay for what he has. It's talk therapy, I guess, is really what it sounds like more than anything. It's kind of like what we do here. That's in many ways it is. We're just kind of working through our issues, the world's issues,
For sure.
and just life as it is. Once again, I'll just kind of emphasize how important I personally believe it's important not to get too caught up in all of the perception, what we perceive as external phenomenon, things like out there in the world, because there's just so much, and it's absurd and ridiculous. God grant me the serenity to accept the things I cannot change, the courage to change the things I can, and the wisdom to know the difference. Have I said that one too many times now? I hear you. What sort of a sigh?
Not necessarily.
Okay.
No, it's just that it's, well, if you're
overdone
not really, but I mean, well,
it warrants
if you're in the
repeating.
mode of like, if you're in the mode of like quantum like creation, like if you're creating your environment and everything, and you
Uh-huh.
realize your field's going
Oh,
on and
the
stuff,
the God
then
thing.
there's nothing
You're
you
not,
can't
yeah.
change. There's nothing you can't change because
Wow.
you're in control of everything,
Right?
you know.
You don't.
So
The,
that's where the sigh comes from.
that's the God thing. As soon as I mention God, you're like,
All right.
Well, it's
I'm gonna
you know,
I'm gonna
it's
jump
one of
in here
those
real quick
things.
because
okay.
Energy.
I'm gonna turn into something, but I also have to let the listeners on my side know that I'm gonna be switching over because when I leave here, I'm gonna switch over to normal streaming, and then I will catch up with you guys next time, and I will have live shows later on Wednesday, starting out with Censorship Sucks.
And your
What are you
homepage,
turning into?
your homepage being what? Once again, it's Drigas Production homepage.
Wixsite.com.
I think we've got that. We'll add that to the show notes.
Wixsite.com/Drigas Productions, I believe is what it is.
There you go.
Mm-hmm.
Sonia got it because she made it.
Yeah.
Appreciate it. I'm going to clear on out of here.
Thanks,
Thank
Mark.
you all. And I'm getting ready to switch over to regular streaming over on my side.
All right.
So good night, everybody. And appreciate you.
Good night.
Happy sailing.
Yeah.
Good night.
Yes.
Good
It's
night.
Bolo time for Amosdale 777 over in Australia. So he's out there on the greens, just kind of kicking back with a few brewskis and buds, not buds of the sort that I would prefer myself to be indulging in at this particular moment because it is South Korea. They've got some serious hang-ups and issues when it comes to that whole business, even though they claim, many of them, to be Christian. Even as the green herb have I given you all things as meat, Genesis 1. It just kind of conveniently overlooked that whole business.
I have a question, Jeff, before you leave here.
Right.
Apparently, comments are limited by the moderator on Facebook, which
All right,
I
all.
don't know, maybe
Good night.
Good night, Mark. Happy
Good night, Mark.
sailing. Yes. Tally ho.
Love you.
Thanks for having me.
You bet.
Okay.
Well, I was just referring to, because there's people who are trying to comment up on the Facebook post that you had made
On
for the show,
Facebook.
and they're unable to. Yes, and they're unable to for whatever reason.
Well,
I don't know if they're
are
limited somehow or something.
Are they friends? Because if they're not, maybe that's the issue.
Yeah. Well, one of them's Christian, I think.
What?
Here, it's what it's looking like.
That is weird.
It says,
man.
yeah, they've
Facebook.
limited who can comment on the post.
Are
So
you serious?
I don't know if it's a setting or what. So
No,
maybe you might want to just check
setting.
that out,
No.
because there's.
It's a setup.
Yeah.
They're doing this. They're pulling this
probably
crap.
So.
They're doing this all
Probably
the time.
so.
I'm telling you. This is another example of anti-net neutrality. I mean, this is the war on internet freedom and the fight for net neutrality. These platforms are weaponized against us. The algorithms, and God only knows, the actual, not just AI, but people working behind the scenes to throttle down your reach, and ability for others to see what's going on in their feed and comments that are coming their way via friends in real live time, deplatforming folks for just because they can, because it violates whatever comments you left. They claim violate community guidelines, terms and conditions. It's just these empty, I don't know if you say platitudes, or just they never explain clearly what the heck is going on. It's just
right,
yes,
or give you access to a way to correct that thing or whatever,
exactly.
which normally is what should happen.
There you go. Yeah, you don't want us to do it again. Well, how do we fix it? They don't tell you. That's weird. That's weird. So,
yeah,
anyways,
that's the whole kind of plausible deniability kind of. So, in that same sector.
Well,
anyway,
but you know what? And that's what makes us digital pirates. That's one of the things that makes us digital pirates, and makes us more committed to fighting out here in the trenches to do what we can to create a bit of a ripple, not so much of a stir as just a few little ripples, so that we can maybe motivate or inspire others, or at least just get the word out and say, hey, this is
Yeah,
for
get the word out.
real. Like this is
Yeah,
there's
this is
something
actually
wrong.
happening.
This is not right.
Mhm.
So, all
Yep.
right.
That's why I wanted to let you know in real
Thank-
time here what was
Thank you
happening.
very much. Doing a great job there.
bet.
Well, I think that about does it, folks. Anything else? Sonia, galacticfire.com and
Yep.
Christian's homepage is montaukterror.com.
It's terror at montauk.com.
I'll have to double
Terror at
check.
montauk.com.
Okay, I got to double check
Yep.
what we have here then for that. So
Yep, it's
Yeah.
terror at montauk.com, and that's where you can get the book, and also see all the interviews he's ever done, and the upcoming interviews are normally listed on there. So, yeah.
Yeah.
And
Thanks.
also, you're welcome. Absolutely.
And will the audiobook, this is something you might have missed out from via the start of things, Christian.
Oh, yeah.
What have you considered releasing the audiobook in installments? Does that make any sense at all? Just kind of like one chapter at a time?
Yeah, that's something we'll have to look into. Like
It's an idea.
that could be something nice way to do this. Yeah.
And
Yeah,
I
for
also
sure.
I was thinking with AI, you could take what we record here as far as the audiobook goes, could you not? And just say, okay, translate this now, the audio, into Korean, or translate this now into French, or what, like, so that,
Yeah.
you know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's like you have
I'm
Jaffe.
gonna laugh about that because it's not that easy with AI to translate anything.
Well, you know,
It's
but
actually
one
Yeah,
day,
because you have to overcheck everything, like
Right.
double
You do.
check and
I
triple
see.
check, because
I
like
see.
AI is
mistakes
such a
are like so
liar
slick.
about things.
I
Yeah.
see.
Yeah.
Okay. You know what? One day
Yeah,
though,
it's easier to use the embedded, like back in the old days before AI was out. It's easier to use the translators for that to do things with than it is to use like Chat GPT or something
I
like that.
see. Well, I bet you one
Yep.
day it'll become easier over time, presumably, though. You know, you do have to
Yeah, hopefully.
imagine. But all right, folks. Well, thank you so much to you and everyone else. Of course, we will meet here again. Coley Weber this Friday night. Is that right? You're muted out, Sonia. I see your lips moving, but there's no sound.
Oh
coming
shit!
in.
Sorry. Yeah,
Yeah.
this Friday it will be Coley Weber. Yes, absolutely.
Talking about what exactly?
Talking about all kinds of paranormal and unexplained experiences that she's actually had. And I mean, probably a plethora of other things. You know, usually it's all about the paranormal and things that people aren't normally privy to. So,
Well, it's going to be a good one for sure. And it's unfortunately, so it looks like, hey, knock wood, you know what? The OBS did not crash. Oh, I can't, it's like, whoa, I said, whoa. Like, I'm just shocked. I thought we were going to be having to put up with this nonsense for a while, but maybe it's just managed to straighten itself out. I tweaked a few of the settings. If it ain't broke, don't fix it.
Right.
So there we go.
Right.
All right. To
Okay.
both of you, bon voyage. We will.
Bon voyage.
Yes.
Happy sailing.
We'll see you again. Definitely. Good night, Christian. Bonsoir.
Good night, guys.
Yeah. Sweet dreams.
Good night.
Okay. And with that, just a reminder of the show, of course. Once again, check out the website, WPRPN.com. That's where you can find a lot more information regarding the network, what we're all about, what we stand for, and how you can get involved as well and become part of the show, along with potential, the creative end of things, marketing, the technology that always we're always looking for a little bit in the way of web tech support and assistance. So we can only do so many things here ourselves. If everyone just manages to pull their weight and bring to the table what it is that they're most competent with and the areas they're skilled in, it truly will become, over time, WPRPN, World Pirate Radio Podcast Network, the People's Pirate Network. On behalf of Captain Long John Sinclair and all the rest of the crew here down in Skullport Harbor, until we meet again via these high, often all too intrepid digital seas, I'm your host, as always, the Robin Hood's Chief Communications Officer, Jaffe Ryder, reminding you, keep your ear to the ground and eyes to the sky. Tally-ho!